Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. So welcome to the next episode of the scrapwood garden shed build. I'm doing a series of videos where I'm building a garden shed out of pretty much nothing but scrap materials. So this is episode number 4, and in this one I'll be looking at doing the foundation for the base that I'd previously done in a previous video, and then I'm going to add a pallet wood floor to it. So I got the floor frame up to my dad's here, and I'm just arranging it in the 2 pieces. Now with a couple of clamps I can get it clamped together nice and secure, and I used the speed square just to make sure everything was nice and lined up and level with each other. To screw the 2 pieces of framing together, I've got these ceramic decking screws. I drilled some pilot holes and then added the screws, 2 on one side and 1 on the other, just to make sure everything's nice and solid. Once that was done, I could move the floor frame into position into the area where the shed's going to go, and I just want to get a rough idea of where all the supports need to go for the sort of foundation. Once I'd figured that out, I could start adding slabs and things. I've just got whatever my dad had lying around, some small slabs, bricks, that sort of thing, to support the corners and the centre. Luckily this ground was relatively level already, so I didn't need to do too much digging, just need to flatten it out a little bit. So then I could check for level in both directions, and it was fairly level. Just need to make a few adjustments, so I could just move the frame out the way, and then using some sand and some fine gravel I could add this to the bottom of each support where it was needed, to bring all of the blocks sort of relatively level to each other. And you could obviously do a much better job at this. You could lay a concrete slab, or you could use full-size paving slabs, but this is only a small garden shed and I don't really think it's necessary. So once that was done, I could check for level, and I managed to get it almost perfectly level in both directions. I was quite surprised with that. It was much easier than when I did my workshop, which was a lot bigger. So now I've got these old sacks which had sand in them. They're like a tarpaulin, and I want to add these to the frame. I've got a staple gun there, and I'm going to staple these to the frame, and this will act as like a vapor barrier to stop damp air rising up through the floorboards in the evening time, and prevent condensation building up inside the shed. I've done this method on my workshop and it's worked very well. There's no damp or anything in my workshop, and there's no rot to the floorboards. So the floorboards will go on top of this, and it will just prevent any condensation forming on the underside of the boards. Where there were holes, I used some duct tape just to seal them up. So now for the floorboards, I broke up several pallets to get enough boards, and to attach the boards I've got the ring nails that I got out of the pallets, so I'm going to recycle those. I could offer up the first board, make a mark, and then cut this on the miter saw. I started off pre-drilling and then adding the ring nails, but later on I didn't bother to pre-drill. It wasn't really necessary because these ring nails have a flat bottom and that prevents splitting of the wood when the nail is flat on the point. So then I could offer up the next piece, mark it and cut it on the miter saw. And I worked my way down, staggering the joints, just like floorboards in a house. The tarpaulin sacks will also prevent wind coming up through the floorboards, draft and insects. It should seal it off nicely. Then I added a slim piece that I cut off camera just to finish off the end. And that was the floor all done.
Okay, so that is about it for this video. So that went quite quickly, that was quite easy to do. The ground was already quite flat, and I've got a nice stable foundation now, and that pallet wood seems to be doing a good job. It's a nice structure, it's a nice solid floor. So in the next video I'll be looking at doing the framing for the walls and getting the walls up. So if you found this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.